Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal. Yes, Optimus Primal. And here he is in his, gonna get a zoom in, there we go, in his legendary beast mode, which is as you can tell, a black gorilla. I think, now which type of gorilla is, I'm not entirely sure. On the show, obviously, I have no idea what it was, but I think on the original toy, because it had the silver streak on the back, I do remember there was one that had it. I believe it was supposed to be a silverback gorilla. At least that's what the original toy was sort of based on. And as you can see, this one doesn't have the silver streak, so yeah, I don't know if this is also supposed to be a silverback, or maybe another type of lowland gorilla or something. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, this is an amazing looking beast mode. I really, really like this. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of the white from the white robot bits, but that's fine. If you haven't looking forward, it's fine. But yeah, check out that head sculpt. That's a very, very nicely detailed head sculpt. Brown eyes, the expression, the design, just amazing. Fantastic, fantastic design. I'm not really going to show off articulation in this beast mode, mainly because a lot of it, at least in the arms, they carry over into his robot mode. But I do want to show off not a secondary mode. That's not the way to do it, although in the instructions they specify it. But another thing you can do is that you can get him into a more, because this right here is the sort of this posing. This way that it's in his beast mode is a realistic way of having the gorilla displayed. However, there's a more show accurate one which has him standing up in his gorilla mode. And how you do this is that you take the pieces out, not the pieces, you take the legs out, you unpeg them, and then you just angle them forward like this. Do the same thing on this side, unpeg, have them go forward like so, and this, and then you just adjust them a bit and adjust the hands, and then here, and then here we have it. It looks a bit awkward, but he did this on the show. So here we have Primal standing up in his beast mode, which is very cool. Very, very, very nice callback to the show where he did do this. Similar to like, who was the other one that did that it looked really weird? It was Rat Trap. Rat Trap also did something like this where he would stand up on his hind legs in beast mode. Really weird looking. So I'll show off some articulation. Arms can go all around, out, in. Technically, you're not supposed to have it, so I'm not going to show it. He does have a bend at the elbow. Wrist articulation, and the hand opens. Very nice. Very nice. Does have, nope, not in beast mode. He does not have it in beast mode. And the legs can go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Little bit of motion there, but again, it is restricted. In the robot mode, it has more leg room. And then the toes, the beast toes, can move down. Not up, just down. I honestly don't know why, but I guess you can do it. And obviously you can get him if you angle him right. You can get him into beating his chest. So yeah, you can have him do that, obviously. He is articulated enough to do that. To be able to beat his chest like an actual gorilla. So let me get him down here. And one more feature, and this is not really a feature, but it's another thing. There's another callback to the original show because they did do this and it looked really goofy. Is that if you happen to have a Rhinox, just, you know, if you happen to have a random Rhinox, you could have the legs open up a little bit and just put them on top. It's not perfect, obviously, but there we go. you can kind of have him sit on Rhinox. And if you're wondering which Rhinox this is the Thrilling 30 Voyager Rhinox. So if you happen to have this Rhinox, you can have this Primal sit on top of him. Yeah, the size is a bit off. I think Rhinox is a little bit too small. But yeah, if you happen to have this Rhinox, it does work. Kind of. You can have him be on top to replicate that scene in the show. Those moments where he would be riding on top of Rhinox. So yeah, it does work if you were curious. Sort of. So yeah, that's pretty much it for his beast mode. Nothing else I can really show off. Oh, the head. One more thing. The actual head is on a... can kind of move around. It's like a double hinge thing here. How do I show this up? Yeah, it's like a weird joint thing where it goes up and down, then left and right. And that's about it. So yeah. So that's it for the beast mode. I think I've lingered on this for too long. Let's get to transformation. Next up, first things first, clip that and bring down his arms, revealing his robot bits. Up, you have to click this up, come on, there we go. Bring it down, then just extend his legs, The transformation is honestly very straightforward. Lift this up, rotate, bring out, and then peg this into here. Like so. Rotate the waist like he did on the show. Bring down his robo toes, like so. Make sure this is extended and that you clip this little peg into the port that's in the red piece. You can see there, you have to make sure this clips in. Like, come on. There we go. Make sure that's clipped in. And now for the head. And this is like the most complicated part of the figure. And it scared me the first time I did it. You have to grab this whole back part and pop it out. It feels like it's going to break, so be careful. But it is supposed to do this. And this is where you can do two things. You can then rotate, as you can see, pull out, rotate in. And, hold on, was this supposed to go backwards? I think... Oh, and then you rotate the chest. You do three things. Rotate out the robo chest, bring out the head, and you can do one other thing. And I'm just going to do it right now, is you can bring out... If you can fold this, you get a little more clearance. So you can stick your finger and bring out these cannons, these shoulder cannons, like so. Fold out, fold it back in. Oh, and there's also an extra hinge here, hinge on the shoulders, which is either an extra, is not only extra articulation, but helps in clearance with this. And you bring this back in. Something's off here. Yeah, I think the ape head's supposed to be backwards. Hold on. So yeah, rotate. There we go. You rotate the ape head. Line it up and then rotate and then bring it down all the way, and then it'll close up. So then you click it in, like so. It'll click into place. Adjust the back. Adjust the thing. So yeah, the transformation is not that complicated. The worst of it is honestly the chest. And you bring down the shoulder cannons. And there we have the iconic and legendary Optimus Primal. And fun fact about myself, this is my absolute favorite character of all time. For you see, I grew up, I don't know if I mentioned this before in my other Beast Wars reviews, but Beast Wars is my favorite Transformer series. I think it's my favorite series of all time. And Primal is the Optimus type character that I grew up with. So he is my favorite character of all time. And it's a little soon to say, but this entire figure would only have been possible. It was only possible thanks to my special person, her. She's very near and dear to me. And thanks to her, I was able to get this figure. And I just feel blessed. I really do. I know that's a bit cheesy, but I really do. I'm really happy. Because now I have a wonderful memory attached to this figure, on top of, on top of it being my favorite, on top of nostalgia, on top of a whole nother things. And I apologize for getting a little bit real there. But I just really wanted to let people know, like, how much this figure means to me because of all that's attached to it. It's just so many happy feelings. So yeah, here's Optimus Primal in his robot mode, and it looks spectacular. Like, my goodness, this looks amazing. I really like this figure. Check out that head sculpt. That is clearly, unfortunately, there are some little scuff marks there. I got it like that. These things are kind of rare where I'm from. I got it super lucky with this one. Obviously, thanks to her, I was able to get one. So yeah, that's an Optimus Primal face. It looks fantastic. You got these shoulder cannons, which are on hinges. And from there, the head is on a ball joint. Look up, down, all around, ball joint. Arms, the same as in it's the same as in it's the same as in his beast mode, except you now have the swivel here, which reveals his robot bits. Elbow goes a little bit further back. He now has a waist swivel, which is nice, and the legs are on ball joints. So, excuse me. You can go. Oh, and this back piece can also move up, so you have more clearance for forward back. Swivel there. The nice bend at the knee. And weirdly enough, you have this weird, like, left and right movement in his by his ankles. And the feet are on ball joints, but because of this rod thing, it is a little bit restricted. Same thing, gorilla toes can move down, and this can go up and down a bit. So yeah, he has articulation, and he can get into a lot of nice poses. And eyes, like I said, the hands can open and close. But now you're probably wondering, well, why do they open and close? What do they hold? I'll tell you what they hold. They hold, because now I'm getting into accessories, they come with these sets of swords, which to my knowledge, he only used once in the show during his duel with Dinobot in the beginning. And since then, I don't think I ever recall him using this. In fact, I remember him using, most of all, his arm cannons and his jetpack, because Optimus Primal could fly. Sadly, this toy does not replicate his jetpack. Instead, it replicates this, what's it called? The shoulder cannons, which look very nice. It's a nice detail. But these shoulder cannons are a callback to the original toy, which had flip-out shoulder cannons with, like, missiles and everything. So it's very nice that these are here. I personally would have preferred if these could also fold all the way down to form his jetpack. But for what it is, I like that they're there. It's a nice callback. Then you have the swords, which I think are standard in all primals, where you just plug it in, you just open up, you just open the fist, plug it in, open the fist, plug it in, close, and now he's ready to go. Ready to go with his steely scimitars here, which looks really cool. They're very nicely detailed. Oh, and you can store these. Whoops, there's like little pegs here on the sides. You can store these on the back in these little notches. Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, these can be stored while he's in his beast mode in the same exact way. But then you'd have to, put up with a gorilla with swords on his back, which either is the coolest thing you've heard or the dumbest thing, depending on your point of view. I personally think it is awesome because that's a gorilla with swords. I don't think that's a bad idea. Unless they're attacking me, then that's a very bad idea. But yeah, you can do that. And the other feature, which I was very surprised, I was pleasantly surprised they added it, is something very show accurate, which is there's a little piece that you can push out to reveal shoulder cannons. And the shoulder cannons have little hinges on themselves for both hands. And there we go. So this Primal has shoulder cannons. So yeah, this guy's armed to the teeth. He has shoulder cannons. Not shoulder. What was I saying? Shoulder cannon? No, he has his wrist cannons from the show. So he has his forearm guns, his shoulder cannons from the toy, and the sword that was in both. I think on the original toy he did have a he had a hand cannon. Like his left hand would open up to form a missile launching cannon. And he just pushes back out, and that'd be that. So yeah, Optimus Primal, everybody. fantastic, amazing figure. Highly recommend him. Hopefully he's not too hard to come by where you are. He's actually very difficult to find where I am. I just, again, by dumb luck and by the special person helping me out, I was able to get him. And then here comes, I think, the one negative I have to say for him, and you're going to see it in the size comparison, is that compared to other figures, yeah, I can't call this a Voyager. Like, if not for all the extra accessories and the little bells and whistles, like the opening hand, the details, the sword, like the 3 sets of weapons, this honestly could just be an oversized deluxe. I can't call this a Voyager. I'm sorry. And that's a complaint I have for most of, I think, War for Cybertron, is that their sizes tend to be on the smaller side of almost, I think, everything, with some exceptions. But most of them, I think, are just too small for what they are. Like look at this. He's honestly only slightly bigger than what used to be a standard deluxe. So yeah. Besides that, where I think he's just a bit too small, like I would have liked him a little bit bigger, you know, to warrant him being a Voyager, because apparently he's a Voyager. But yeah, other than that, it's a fantastic figure. This thing is amazing. It's just prime. That's all I can say. This is a prime figure. It's fantastic. Highly recommend him, especially if you're a fan of Beast Wars, of Optimus Primal. He's fantastic. My one complaint is that I think he's a bit too small, especially at a Voyager price point. I would have liked him a tiny bit bigger. But yeah, overall, fantastic, amazing figure. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager. He's honestly just a slightly bigger deluxe, but whatever. He's a Voyager Optimus Primal. And before signing off, here's my very, very special person who, thanks to her, I was able to get this figure. Please check out her Instagram. All of you's help. Here's mine if you're curious. Here's hers, which is much more important. Please check her out. And thank you. Both thank her and everything. I'm just so happy with this figure, as you can tell. I really like it. So yeah, I'm super biased today with this one. So yeah, this is Composite Enerjoe, signing off. Peace out and be safe.